Alrighty. Good afternoon. Welcome to the SRU Truck Series, brought to you by the BNR Racing Network. So tonight, as the SRU boys head to Las Vegas, so there's open qualifying here tonight, Will. Good evening. I'm sorry, Mr. Will in the booth here tonight. So myself and Will are here. So open qualifying, Will. You know roughly how it all works. We got a little scuffle there with open qualifying. Right now, Zach Deuscher is on top. So with 3 minutes left there. Yeah, so a little Las Vegas action here tonight, which is always a good thing. So, well, we went back to the other overlays for now. Help you out here.
Apparently they are kind of glitched out at the moment, but yes, back to the old overlays, just trying to get the settings nice and cozy and comfortable at the moment. Just
yes, it is a little bit glitched out.
our stream is very loud, Brian.
Is it? Is it like obnoxiously loud?
It's like a megaphone.
Okay, we'll fix that.
Like the trucks are loud, our voices are like louder than normal.
I turned everything down.
Megaphone. That's the best way I could put it.
Says we see her will open qualifying.
Yes, open qualifying, a mistake made by one of the admins. We won't name no names, but mistakes happen. We're only human, so you know, looks like we got a good, juicy field out there this evening. Big, decent field for the SRU trucks this evening, this Friday evening, here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 100 laps. That is, I want to say, like 100 and something miles, 130, 100. Anyway, stage break, race break is at lap 40 to my knowledge, right, Brian?
Yes, sir. Lap 40.
I do believe for sure we are going to see a pit stop before that. They are going to, these truckers going to have to cut that little race break there in half, because these truckers only get about 30 to 36 laps on a full tank, so I don't really see, unless we have a caution or two, then you might be able to make it, but that's still highly questionable.
Yes, sir, I agree with you. My stream. Oh, goodness, why is that like that? There we go. Alright, trying to fix this here. My apologies. Christ, everything's just freezing up. Doing that, being silly. Come on. There we go. That's what I like. And then it just keeps doing that. Keeps crashing on me. Hopefully it doesn't do that during the race, because I think we would be, yes. Why does it keep doing that? Hang on. So my thing keeps crashing. My overlay. And I don't want to use fucking ATVO. That's for sure. Why does it keep doing that? Discord iRace and OBS. There you go. That's why they got all these. Hang on. Alright, we're going to try this again. Trying to get it fixed. Like one day it likes me, one day it don't. Alright, well, it's being stupid, so I gotta go back to this. So, unfortunately, I don't want to, but and I know, tired of looking at all that other stuff. Okay, that one keeps crashing, so we're going to use this. Shitty, I know. ATVO. Okay, my bad. Alright, we're back. Get all this up here. My apologies. We're going to fix this real fast. So Justin Thielen Will is on top. And he's going to be leading the field to the green here tonight, Will. So we're going to pull this in. There we go. Let's see if that comes across. Yes, it does. Sorry, my bad. We had a little mishaps on the other team there. So, as you see here, Will, Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
we
that
got a
is.
watermark.
Yeah, we do. We got a lot of it. I don't know why, but ay ay ay.
Looks like 22 competitors out here this evening. Green flag in the air. Justin Thielen, Paul Whip, your front row. Keith Hurlbut, third. Jeff Gilmore, fourth.
Yes. Gilmore fourth, then Christopher Campbell fifth, Aaron Bradford sixth, Zach Deutscher there. Moves up to take that lead. I don't like that little mark. I'm so sorry, guys.
Good opening lap here. SRU Trucks at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Here's a timer instead of a lap counter, Brian. I know at the moment that's like the least of the worries, but just letting you know. Paul Witt takes the lead around the outside, though, of the 69 of Justin Thielen.
There you go. That's what's it. We're back at laps now. My bad, all fixed. I'll go 100 here. I don't like that 18. I don't like that. Oh my god, this
is good battle back here. This battle group for fourth position, I do believe, all the way down to maybe 9th to 10th. Oh, Justin Thielen in the wall in that mellow yellow 69 machine. Just trying to drag that wall down a little bit.
Yes, indeed, well, he is.
Thielen lost a lot of ground here in the opening laps of this race, just not able to stay up in the front where he qualified. Something, maybe just some dirty air or something, got behind somebody, lost the nose, and then after that got in the wall in the back straightaway, and this is really putting him on the back foot early on. Front two, though, Keith Hurlbut and Paul Witt have just broken away and have almost a second lead over Jeff Gilmore and the next battle group there from third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh and eighth. Philip Bridgman straggling on to the back of that little front group there. Draft is slightly important at this track. You really need it if you want to hang on with someone or a group of trucks. It absolutely helps when they do get side by side in battle, because then you can catch up just a tad bit more to them. But at the moment, Paul Witt, Keith Hurlbut broke away from this pack, this battle group here that's right behind him. And then a little bit further back in the pack, you got some more side by side action. That battle for 9th place with Don Gallagher and Justin Thielen, 9th and 10th there. Justin keeps losing spots here on the opening laps, not even lap 10, and he is in 10th position from the front row, if I'm not mistaken, where he started. So our second row, I think it was second.
You see David Cassidy getting a little side by side there. That side draft is brutal with these trucks, Will. I'm always going to say it. I'm going to continue to say it.
Well, it looked like a little bit of neck code possibly, or maybe just, I'm trying to see who that was. Maybe the one of Aaron Bradford I think he floated up the track. He hit those bumps down there in 1 and 2. 1 and 2 very bumpy here at Vegas. And if you hit the bumps wrong, you will kind of float up the track and into someone else. And that looks to be what just happened there with those two trucks, the 17 and the 1. Nothing really major done now. You could almost throw a nice, decent-sized quilt over this whole group of trucks here coming out of turn 4, turns 3 and 4, down this straightaway, not so straight, front straightaway. It's a D-shaped oval here at Las Vegas, so.
That is very true, bro. I wish I can pull the map up here to get better readings here, but unfortunately on this one I don't have the authority to do that, so that's why I was hoping to get the other one up and kicking so we don't have that watermark and stuff in the background here, like it wants to load but then it doesn't. Let me keep doing that. So unfortunately this is what we're gonna have to deal with, and that keeps freezing up because I keep trying to for now, Will, unfortunately, and I'm sorry for those who are watching, we're gonna have to tolerate that watermark for now until I figure out what goes on, because it's driving me crazy, that's for sure. Drives me crazy. But you see there, the 83 of Derek Coffey, who's a familiar name that I know very well, up there in position 15, P15 at the moment. Hanging out, having some fun. Getting his hands a little wet there, and then we got Philip Bridgman cruising around here. This is driving crazy. Now everything freezes. Boom, boom. Alright. So you see Paul Witt's leading. Oh, what did that say? How do I minimize all this?
Yes, Paul Witt opened up a 0.5 of a second, half a second lead over Keith Hurlbut. Jeff Gilmore still in 3rd position. He has managed to wrangle that away from that battle group that we saw earlier. So everybody, in a way, kind of getting spaced out. We still have a couple of guys here and there battling amongst each other. We got 3 or 4 back here behind Jason Adams, kind of playing musical chairs with one another, having a good race amongst themselves.
But Paul Witt up here just setting the pace wheel. About 0.8 behind him is Keith, so they're steadier moving across, and they are just ticking laps down, Will, that is for sure. Sorry, this stuff got me all flustered here. And
Paul is gradually opening up that lead ever so slightly over 2nd place, over the rest of the field.
And I think Paul's going to be untouchable, Will, at least in my eyes, I think. But who knows, I could be wrong. But time would tell whenever we do get there.
I expect these guys, these truckers, to split the opening part of this race here. Expect some of them to pit around lap 20 or after lap 20, maybe 25 or so, because The stage break, like we see, is at lap 40. These guys, if I'm not mistaken, max only get 36 laps on a full tank, so all in how you want to do that, you could, I guess, wait to be one of the final ones to pit, but I don't know how well that would actually benefit you. Probably not all that well if you play the long game. Fresh tires would probably be a little bit crucial as far as trying to gain a little bit of distance back, but
Yeah.
that gap is basically stabilized between first and second. It's about 7/10 of a second off, so that's basically where they have kept it. Good battle back here. Oh, okay, so Justin's moved back up a little bit. This is Paul Witt in the pits. Paul, just as I said, at or around lap 20.
They'll make their pit stops.
Yep. That'll hand the lead over to Keith for the moment.
Oh yeah.
Good battle still throughout the field. You got Justin Thielen there making his way back up through the field. Fell back down to 10th, 11th spot, and then gradually making his way back up after had a couple of mistakes there, dirty air, and then getting into the wall, and then just seemed to try to have a slight rebound there. David Caskey there in that 17, he had a little bit of a coming togethers with the one of Bradford, so he wants to probably try to rebound a little bit as well. But man, everybody here still lap 22, and we still have a decent group here just battling it out.
Well, my eyes is in the middle of this pack here because this is where all the battles seem to be at the moment of time. Here we got the 22, 24, what's that, 29?
The 22, the 17, the 1.
Okay. A whole lot going on back here. That was good. And it's only
Paul
lap
Witt
24.
with fresh tires coming around the outside of this battle pack here. This group of trucks just fighting it out amongst themselves, just trying to make his way by cleanly with those fresh tires. Oh, we got a crash. I don't know if that was a caution or not.
No, they're still green.
Man.
So we come back here and watch Thielen. I don't know if he was slowing down or what had happened there to the sort. Come back here. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. Well, a lot of people may have. Oh, it says Kevin has crashed. Chris Brown. Wonderful name. I see they are all making their pit stops now, so I think that's what it's getting at. Got me going crazy.
I believe that was Jeff Gilmore caught up in the Justin Thielen incident.
I do believe so, Will.
I don't know if they just got really hard racing once they got to one another, or something happened, or not too sure. I didn't really get a good look at it, or at least on my end, I didn't see. I don't know if you weren't able to replay it back far enough, or what happened, but
Who was it with?
I want to say it was Jeff Gilmore, but I didn't get a good. It happened really quick. The Justin Thielen incident in turn 2.
Yeah, it's my session thing's going so fast. I'm trying to click on it and just drop. Because everybody's starting to pit, and maybe under their caution we can go back and find it then. Until then, you see that you got Zach Deuscher now in the pits. Phillip moved up to P3, Will. I wonder if he's playing that, save that fuel type of deal here. No, I see Phillip jumps in the pits now, as I said. So, that would cycle third place up to Terry, as we see there with Cheswick right behind him. I do believe that is Kevin Roy. Yes, that will be Kevin Roy right behind Terry there. You see Terry DeGay is going to jump out of line to head down to the pits to pit and take his stop before the stage. As Rob Cheswick hanging on there. Boy, Phillip had a long pit stop, didn't he? He's now just coming out of the pits. Starting to see all the cars will starting to come down now, like Art Mullane, Terry. But the question is, when is Gallagher going to pit, Will? Time's running out, though, that is for sure. And Bradford. You see there, Cheswick now makes his pit stop.
That was a perfect onboard angle with Robert Cheswick of how difficult it can be getting on to pit road here at Las Vegas, coming around turns 3 and 4, and then if you want to jump down onto the apron / flat of the track to make that commitment to pit road, it perfect camera shot there that we got to see. And also how kind of squarely the truck can get under braking. You saw it move a lot. So you want to try to compensate for that. Just, let up, lift, bicycle it, pedal it. Do whatever you need to slow it down and still have it point straightish enough to hit that commitment line.
Oh yeah, I agree with you, Will. Getting on pit road here can be a little tricky. So.
Yeah, I find a good portion of the D-shaped ovals can be fairly difficult to get onto. You get a decently high average speed that you're going through the center of the corner with, and then tracks like Chicagoland or even Kansas can be kind of tricky, but Kentucky was kind of difficult.
Yes, it is.
Just about everybody has cycled out, just waiting on John Gallagher and Aaron Bradford to make their their first pit stop of the evening. And they have pitted, so that would relinquish the lead back over to Paul Witt, who has a pretty good-sized lead over Keith Hurlbut.
Oh yeah.
4 laps to go before the stage break here.
He's got almost an 8.5 second lead over Keith there, Will.
Yeah, between Philip staying out a little bit longer than he did, and I think he mentioned he had a tad bit of a long stop. I didn't really think it was all that long, but it must have been a little bit longer than it should have been, but he lost a couple of positions. He's outside the top 10 at the moment, so it's all about getting that timing of when you should come into pit, how long should you stay out. Obviously hurts so much to stay out longer, so you got to kind of, in a way, match when, you know, the leaders or the people around you that you're racing is pitting, so you can kind of come out and still be battling them, or kind of, you know, trying to close that gap down.
Well, he's slowly closing that gap down, Will. As you see, there is 6.7. Now he's starting to lose some more time to him, but Hurlbut is anywhere between 6 to 7 seconds behind Paul there. Very interesting to see here. Wow, okay, so just a couple more guys are looking to get their laps back here, Will. But as it comes to lap 40, which I do believe this is when their stage break is. Yeah, there it is. There's your caution for the stage.
I would say a really good, great opening 40 laps here at Vegas, SRU Truck Series. Second race of the season. Paul Witt gonna claim that stage break. This will let everybody get jumbled back up here, get the field back double filed, and hopefully take another crack at Paul Witt there, as he kind of ran away into his own area code there in the opening laps of this race before the halfway point.
Alright, so I'm not the only one. Sorry. The other overlays I was using, they said everybody's is experiencing the difficulties on crashing. So, alright, so it's not me. So, I'm glad I got this as a backup here. So, unfortunately, the watermark, we're going to have to tolerate it for now. Well, you see there, Paul Witt, he did pit earlier, I guess on the lap 20 mark, and made it all the way through here. So the question is now, there's no more. Now, how do you split this up?
Well, you could always do, like, say maybe 28 or 30. Let me see here.
So we're going to go ahead, and since Bradford's leading, we're going to talk to old Bradford.
They're going to need to do at least 2 more pit stops after this.
2 more. There you go, you heard it. Mr. Bradford, sir, how are you? He's probably like, oh no, commentary goes.
Aaron, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, there he is.
Hey.
They do say you're the leader, so how is that truck doing handling wise? I don't know if the weather's got it going all janky out there or what.
It's a little loose, man. You know, until those tires get a little warm on them, it'll hold pretty good. But once they get a little wear on them, it starts to get a little tight. But other than that, it feels pretty good.
So you just had came out the pits. I assume you were able to get your lap back. You are now the leader. Uh, you comfortable with having this heat cycle on this set of tires here, Aaron?
Yeah, I don't think I ran that many laps. I didn't really push them real hard while I was out waiting for the stage break. So I think we got a pretty good strategy going here.
Yes, sir. Well, that one Ford machine's hanging strong up there in the front. So, will you have? Well, I don't know if this is one of your dominant tracks, but will you have what it takes to hold off Paul? Paul's obviously, we know, very strong competitor here in the trucks and in the Cup Series too as well. If it comes down to it, do you think you have what it takes to hold off Paul?
I hope so. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Vegas, but I'm going to do my best to defend him off.
All right, sir. I'll get you back up there. Enjoy, have some fun, and hopefully we'll see you up here at the end.
10-4 on that. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night up there.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, well, they are coming back to green flag here. As we see here, Bradford will be the leader.
Michael Palmer gets his lap back. He gets back on the lead lap, and that'll make 20 trucks on the lead lap here. Art Mulane and Gary Cottle is the other two trucks one lap down in this 22 truck field this evening. Gonna get the restart on lap 45, so
Whoops. Closed the wrong one. That's the
55 laps to go.
Yes, will indeed 55 laps to go. So we can go actually 57. It's alright though, I got you. So we got Aaron Bradford, Paul Witt, Zach Deutscher, Hurlbut, Kevin Roy, and Adams. The top six.
Yes, wouldn't be.
See there, Paul Witt gets a great start off there, going into turns 1 and 2. So when it comes to 50 to go, we will do our favorite segment of the night, Will. A little crank it up section of that. Oh, we got a wreck. Where is a caution? Right there in the back. Oof. What a wild lick that was.
It was Terry Duguay and not sure who else, but it was Terry. Not sure who was in that gunmetal gray black truck there with Terry on the outside. Might have been Jim. I don't know. Jim's got a black truck.
Yes, he does.
With green like highlights, but I don't know if that was Jim.
I'll try to get a better camera view here. There we go. So as you're right on board here with Terry, as you see here.
Oh, it was Jim.
Yes.
Let's see here. Let's play it out and see what happens here.
So Terry goes into turns 3 and 4.
That's 1 and 2 at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
my apologies. Yep.
No, you're good. Oh, he just comes up and washes up and takes Jim with him. Yeah,
I didn't really think he had too much help. Yeah, he just got tight behind that 92 truck.
Oh yeah. It happens, a little slip-ups, a little loosey-goosey, especially on them fresh tires, Will. Let's see if we can talk to...
Yeah, when your tires aren't really up to temp, it's kind of hard to navigate the race truck, and just unfortunate circumstances there.
Yes. Alright, so we have, that ain't Kevin Roy in here, Mr. Zach.
Hello.
How are you, kind sir?
Hello, Zach.
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Well, I'm doing alright, a little aggravated at the moment, but always good to call a race here. You're always running up there in the front. How's that truck handling out there tonight?
Absolutely amazing. This thing is like a lightning bolt.
Well, that's always a good case to hear. How was it in traffic? I don't know if you were really in the back too much around all the traffic. I see your teammate is struggling a little bit back there in traffic, so must not be liking him too much, that's for sure.
It's not bad, depending on how close you are. You gotta let off the gas just barely if you get too much traffic. But other than that, it's not the worst.
Right. Another question is, before I let Will ask questions, how is the tire wear here tonight on a roughly between a, oh, is it 25 to like a 35 lap run? So I think you guys are getting, what, 30 something laps of fuel?
Yeah, 36, I think, 37. But it's
Alright.
not bad. My tires weren't. I did a 2-tire stop there, and my left side I didn't change was at 81.79, so it's actually really not bad. So there's options out there for strategy for sure.
Yeah. Alright, well, you got anything for old Zach?
Well, Zach, I notice once you've been up here in the front, you've kind of maintained this running of the pace currently. Do you have anything for Paul tonight, you think, Zach?
I think so. We just gotta get a good stint here and let him get the lead and run away from this a little bit.
Well, how is how is the track conditions faring with the conditions of your truck?
Not bad. The truck sticks. I can go high or low, and it's really no issue for me on my end, at least.
Well, best of luck to you, Zach. Thanks for talking to us this evening. Go get 'em, man.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, thank you. Well, you heard it, Will. He only took 2 tires there, so 2 tires compared to 4. We'll see how long that can work out for him. But you see his teammate is now on the outside lane back there and 10th. So Philip Bridgman will be in 10th. Zach Deuscher is sitting in P3 at the current moment here. So Paul Witt will lead the field 2 green. I don't know if Deuscher can get up to him. We'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out. But I think if it comes down to 2 of them, it's going to be a good battle there towards the end of the night. But we'll just have to wait and see. So yes, still getting updates about our other overlay. Everybody's is crashing, so they're trying to fix it. So we'll see. The green flag is back out, Will, here at Las Vegas, as the 29 of Paul Witt takes the field back to green.
Yeah, something happened with Bradford on that restart. Either might have been sleeping a little bit, or just those heat cycled tires there. A couple of heat cycles now on them. Probably just didn't like that, perhaps, or just didn't get a good start on that restart. Not loads of different things could have happened, but yes, Paul Witt comfortably back out in that clean air in that first position. Keith Hurlbut and Zach Deuscher trying to stay with them. Jason Adams now up there as well. David Cassidy, Philip Bridgman, as you mentioned earlier, Kevin Roy, Jeff Gilmore. Don Gallagher making some hay on that high lane.
Oh yeah. You see Philip
got a
Richmond
good
up there
group of-
trying to hug that wall there, Will, but little tap to that wall ain't gonna hurt him too much.
The top 10 kind of broken away there. Then Christopher Gamble right there behind the top 10 though, so
Oh yeah. Alright, well, we're gonna go to our...
basically the
Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry, my apologies.
Oh, I was just going to say, basically, you know, the top 10, 11 right here, all within the same straightaway for a moment, as everybody getting straightened out and situated after this restart. Philip Bridgman moved up a couple of spots inside the top 5 now in that 5th position. Trying to have something to say for the top 5 is Zach Deuscher making a... Oh, he was looking. He was looking. He was making a look for the lead against Paul Witt. Keith Hurlbut right there in 3rd place.
Oh yeah. As Zach Deuscher does put down the fastest lap of the race with a 31:28. So that is now the new fastest lap of the race, Will. So good for him. So he's showing some early on speed, but how much is the wear gonna fall off? But anyway, we're gonna cut to our little favorite segment of the night. So it gives us time to drink up and wet the tonsils a bit and get back to the action here. We'll go for a couple of laps, but we hope you guys enjoy this segment of the Crank It Up section of the knot. And as we come back here, you see Paul Witt is still leading this field, Will, by Zach Deuscher by .23. So that battle is still a little close there to the lead. So Paul Witt's 32:15 to Zach Deuscher's 32:13. So not too much of a difference there. So
Yes, Brian, the top 3 slightly broken away. Zach Deuscher able, though, to just hang with Paul a little bit better. I think Keith is just being very conservative at the moment. David Cassidy up there in 4th position, though. A good run for David. Always good to see David up in the top 5. He very consistent with his pace. Doesn't really, it seem to matter where they're at. He always has a good pace. Able to rebound after getting a slight run in there with Aaron Bradford, but it was nothing too big. He was able to dirt track it out of there and hang on and survive. Be able to rebound to where he is now. Jeff Gilmore, though, in 6th position there. He's trying to get back into the top 5 there. Get up there and battle with Philip Bridgman as Bridgman is trying to chase down Cassidy. But everybody kind of here in a good conga line.
Which is normally how it works. I don't know how well, like I said, Zach told us, but see, that's the Zach, though. Tire fall off, he says, really isn't bad. It could be, can't be bad for him, but it could be for, you know, others too as well. So, well, we're closing in on that 38 to go. 38 to go mark. We will be, oh, see there, Philip hits the wall there. Very unfortunate for Phil. He scrapes that wall there. Gonna have a little right side damage to that truck.
Yeah, that's going to be a costly mistake for Philip. He was trying to get all he could get riding that high line of momentum. And unfortunately, that momentum just spit him in the wall. And yeah, that's going to put him down at least to 8th position at the moment. He's got a good buffer. He could get in there behind Jason Adams and just ride in the back of this train at the moment.
Oh yeah. Let's see, David Cassidy, always good to see him out here. He's a fellow Canadian, just along with Gilmore there, another fellow Canadian, Philip Bridgman, Art. There's a few of them out there in the field. If I would have had my other standings there, I could have told you who. But that is alright. This works for now. Unfortunately, put that little watermark over the thing there. We're getting it done, so that's that.
You know, sometimes you can barely notice it.
Yes. I noticed that.
Like in the end car views, or end truck views, you barely notice it.
Yeah. You see Derek Coffey now gained a spot over Bradford there. Bradford is slipping back there. But you see that little battle there for position is at P11, Bradford and Coffey. So Thielen lost 12 spots, hasn't been able to rebound from that. Yeah. Very unfortunate though. To go.
As Paul Witt has got back and extended that lead just over second place man Zach Deuscher. A lot of changing around in that top 7-8 area. Chris Brown has gotten around Philip Bergman.
Yes.
You know, Chris Brown has kept his nose clean for the most part of this race. Just been, I'm not too sure where Chris qualified, but he's inside the top 10 at this moment. Good run for Chris Brown.
Well, from what I see, since the start he gained 9 positions, and he's currently P8. So.
Yeah, I didn't think he qualified inside the top 10. So that's a good run for Chris.
That is.
Whenever we got in on the starting grid, they were rolling down the backstretch. I didn't see I didn't see that green machine up in that top 10. David Cassidy fell out of the top 5. Now him and Kevin Roy are duking it out. Something must have occurred. Maybe David got up in the wall or something, or something could have occurred, because maybe they just got a good run on him and away they went. Philip Bridgman in the pits, so maybe he might bring some of the lead lappers in early on here.
I do believe so, Will. I do believe that's what he's going to plan on doing.
We were hearing about 35, 36, 37 laps on a full tank. So if you pit here, you shouldn't have to pit at all anymore. That caution that came out really helped in not having to make a splash towards the end, because that's what I was kind of picturing.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. But I mean, now they have this thing where it will it's called auto fuel, Will, so it'll give you enough fuel to get to the end, which is, in that one BNR race, I do believe Talladega was, when I was talking about the auto fuel, got me enough to get to the end, but I couldn't do a burnout. So that's another option too that's in this simulator, where the auto fuel will put enough fuel in whatever car you're driving to get you towards the end of the race. So that's always a good thing. So if you ain't so worried about changing your fuel and stuff like that, there's an option in there that says auto fuel, so it'll do it for you. So I'm sure a lot of the guys are going to use that tonight, and hopefully you see where it gets them. As you see there, Jeff Gilmore Campbell is now in the pits. Oh, something happened to Jim Coleman'sberger, because he is out of the race here tonight.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe that incident that he had with Terry, just not too sure there. But I'm not mistaken, 2 quick repairs. But maybe Jim was just like, it's okay. I'll load it up early, perhaps.
Oh yeah. Closing in on 25 laps to go, Will. Zach Deusser is your current leader.
Yes, Paul Witt just brought her down pit road. So everybody should definitely be thinking about making a pit stop now, most definitely. Once you see that race leader pit, I would definitely almost had a crash there in turn 4, but Jeff Gilmore was able to avoid Art Mullane. Art Mullane got down safely onto pit road. Just a big cluster there. I wasn't saying no one was in the way or nothing. I was just saying Jeff Gilmore, if I'm not mistaken, just coming up to speed, and there was a group of trucks in front of him and almost had an incident.
As you see there, Zach Deusser now pitting. That puts the lead to Chris Brown. Chris Brown is now leading this pack here.
If I was Chris, I would pit this lap.
Yes, as he lets Paul Witt go by. So now Paul Witt is back on the lead lap. Behind him is Derek Coffey. Well, let's see if Chris Brown, yes, he's coming in this time.
So is that the same Derek that we used to race
Yes.
with and play Call of Duty with?
I do believe so. See here, I believe
Okay.
that's him. Yeah. You see Derek out here in the lead now. Oh, and his flex seal take. Look at that. All right.
I've only really known 2 or 3 Dereks, and he's one of them. So.
Yes, but that is him as he gets to lead a lap.
I gotcha,
Right
gotcha.
here in the front. As Philip is looking to come by, he jumps down on the apron to get out the way. Almost locked him up there. So the lead's going to cycle back over to Paul Witt there, Will. And Witt will get it as they cross. And you got Witt now taking the lead back from Derek. Derek's going to fall a bit, so staying out a little bit too late. Zach Deutscher with another fast lap, Will, there with a 31.276, which is the fastest lap of the race. So, you know Zach Deutscher's got the speed, but the thing is, does he have enough to get up there and catch the leaders?
Well, look at Philip Bridgman. With his short pitting, he has gained a lot of ground on the rest of his competitors there. But let's see if he can be able to sustain it and still be competitive here in the closing laps of this race. About to be 20 to go soon. Paul Witt pretty much dominated this race up until this point. Jeff Gilmore, Philip Bridgman kind of find themselves second and third, just off of whatever type of strategy they had pulled as far as kind of just short pitting.
Oh yeah. You see Philip lost that spot to Zach Deutscher. Zach Deutscher's looking to get up there to catch Paul Witt, but he's closing in on Jeff Gilmore there. $19 to go, coming to 18 to go. Can Zach get up to Paul Witt? You just have to wait and see.
Almost, don't really think there's enough time. At a 5.5 second deficit, it's just, and it seems that Paul is just inching out just a bit further every so often, so are just kind of stabilizing there, not really inching it out, just kind of stabilizing.
He's it's like very smallly he pulls away, but then through the turns, Zach and Gilmore run him down a little bit. You see here, Zach Deutscher's looking to pass Jeff Gilmore for P2. Now we can keep our eyes on Zach to see if he has what it takes to run down Paul Witt. Closing in on 15 to go.
Looks like Philip Bridgman's going to be coming under pressure from David Cassidy, Keith Hurlbut, and Jason Adams here in just a moment. And yes, indeed, Philip Bridgman passed by David Cassidy, so looks like Philip's going to lose a couple of spots here.
Oh yeah, we slid back a little bit. Got passed by Cassidy Hurlbut. Now Adams is looking to do the same thing back to him. If he
Look at that, a good run for Kevin Roy, Brian. 4th place in that 12 machine.
Oh yeah, he's doing a hell of a job here tonight. Well, he's very good at at Vegas, I would assume. He was good here the last time they came here. He was one of those strong contenders at the sun. I believe until he got into it with 5 to go, I do believe.
Well, Zach slowly eating away at that, what was a 5.5 second deficit. Now just about taking a second out of it. Not sure if Paul came across some lap traffic or what done did happen with Paul, but maybe Paul just being conservative here in the closing stages of this race. Good side-by-side battle with Keith and David Cassidy for the final position of the top 5. Jason Adams says yes, keep doing that.
Oh yeah. Looking. So I do see Zach's time is slowly going in a little bit, not too much. But Zach is slowly ticking some time off a little bit to Paul Witt, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, Will.
I just don't think it will be. Can Keith Helmet run down Kevin Roy and get by for 4th place? That's what I'm looking at.
Let's go back and...
Jason Adams has caught David Cassidy trying to do something with David there.
So Chris Brown looks to pass Phillip and makes the pass on Phillip there. 9 to go, Will. Paul Witt, Zach Deuscher. So Zach Deuscher's running to 68 to Paul Witt's 65. So they're sort of even. It's just Zach's a little better in a certain turn than Zach is. Sorry, I meant to say Paul is better at one of the turns better than Zach is.
Yes, that lead is stabilized now. A 4.5 second lead. So
Yeah,
Paul's race to lose here.
Oh yeah. If a caution comes out, that will probably hurt him. Well, no, not really, because they do have unlimited sets of tires, which is what I was trying to get at before our other thing crashed on us. That's very unfortunate for us to happen, but that would have given you guys all your information, which is what I missed. So Deuscher ran at 27 to Paul Witt's 38. So it's just not enough to run down Paul Witt. So unfortunately, I do believe that's where Zach is going to finish here tonight. Will P2. So
Well, nevertheless, solid, good run for that 21 machine. Looks like Phillip was able to have a decent recovery to still manage to get, at the moment, a top 10. But the race still isn't over. We still got 6 laps to go, so anything is possible.
oh yeah, I agree with you. Anything is possible, Will. There could be a late caution that comes out. You never know. Sometimes there is one and sometimes there's not. So it just all depends.
Looks like Kevin Roy and Jeff Gilmore are slightly close together, but maybe just a few tenths off.
Oh yeah. Well, Kevin Roy, he's running the 46 to Gilmore's 48, so he's a little bit more faster than. Well, here we go. He about caught him here, so this is the battle for third. Will coming through the 3 to go. Can Kevin Roy get by Gilmore for that third place? As we watch here in these closing laps here, Will, they are coming to 2 to go, but Hurlbut's now closing in on this pack here as you see Kevin Roy looking to go to the inside of Gilmore. Looking to make that pass as Gilmore is probably going to hang on his quarter, make it hard for him to get by as they cross line to take the 2 to go. As the battle for third intensifies here with the closing laps.
Yes, indeed, Brian. Probably one of the best battles on track. Kevin Roy and Jeff Gilmore going at it here for third place.
As they cross the
Keith
line to take
Hurlbut
the final
is-
lap. Oh, I'm sorry, my apologies. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say Keith Hurlbut really caught up to him and might have something for Jeff Gilmore, but after Kevin Roy was able to get by, he's kind of dragging away, breaking away now. So Paul Witt, though, comfortably was able to, I would say, dominate and win this race, Brian.
I would say so, Will, but Paul Witt, oh, as they come and make contact there. Oof.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. I want to go back and watch. I don't know if Hurlbut got a little loose there or what had happened
We're like
there.
some great racing for a top 5 position, and I mean they both still managed timing and scoring. I think they both still managed to get a top 5, but
That was net code. The 7 Gilmore did come down and net coded Hurlbut into the right side quarter of that truck. Unfortunately for Hurlbut, I do believe he will finish right behind Gilmore for that. But that's what I saw on my end. I could be wrong. I don't know. But that's just from what I got. But Paul Witt is going to be your leader here tonight. Winner here tonight. Sorry, my apologies. So we will talk to your P3 first. Talk to your P3, see if we can get him in here. SRU, Kevin Roy. That's right, Kevin's not here, so we'll talk to Zach Deuscher. All right. right, we'll go ahead and bring Zach down here. Mr. Zach, how are you, sir?
Not too bad. How are you?
Well, we're doing all right there. A P2, you were slowly running them down, just not enough time to get to Paul. Me and Will were watching very close. We were watching your times. We were reading off the seconds that you were ticking down on him, your lap times compared to him. You were the fastest one, setting the fastest lap of the race every time you pitted and came out. You were the fastest truck out there on track. Why don't you talk to us and explain to everybody who was watching how your night went in a handful, all in one, if you could.
Well, it was honestly a great night. Not too many issues. We spun on pit road a little bit, but we saved it. That was the only instance. Just a great effort by the team, and on to next week.
Yes, I'm not too sure where you guys are next week. I'll have to look at that in a minute. I'll let Will take over with some questions, and then I can let you know where you guys are at next week. Go ahead, Will.
Yes, congratulations, Zach, on that P2 finish here this evening. Overall, how was that truck handling for you tonight there, Zach, if you don't mind to explain a little bit about it?
It was neither loose nor tight. I could run pretty much anywhere, and the truck would respond and turn for me. So it was actually pretty perfect, honestly. Neutral, I guess you could say, but to me, that's perfect.
With the pit strategy, I think you stayed out a few laps longer than Paul. Wouldn't it kind of been a better timing to pit like the lap after, or maybe like, maybe not stay out to lose that ground to the fresh tires that he might have had?
Absolutely, but I was not expecting as many people to start paying when that happened. I should have came in literally the lap after, but that's my strategy play. We still got seconds, so I can't complain yet.
Yes, indeed. Only really one caution this evening. I wasn't really expecting too many, but were you surprised only one caution this evening there, Zach?
No, not at all. This is a very good group of drivers, so cautions are not really common in this league, which is a nice touch to it.
Brian, did you find out where they were
Yes.
running next week?
They are
Okay.
they are at the old Atlanta. So the
Old Atlanta.
Ooh, I
So
love that. I love that.
nice,
I wanna
bumpy,
say
all
08
that, all
version.
different. So, if it is old Atlanta, what would be the preparation or mindset or thoughts going into that race, Zach, next week?
Well, like you said, Will, the bumps are going to be a big thing. So I'm guessing the trucks are going to be a little looser on exit and entry. So it's all going to be kind of finessing the throttle, I think, next week, and tire saving a lot more than this week.
Well, Zach, any shout-outs or anything else you'd like to add about the race?
Great broadcast, like always, guys. Glad to see you guys back. I'm great win, Paul. I tried my hardest, man. I just couldn't catch you. Hopefully next week I can get you. Just great race tonight. That's all I really got to say.
Yes, sir. Zach, a great show from you. I did see someone get a little loose on the pit road, but I wasn't sure who it was, and I didn't want to go back and embarrass them, that's for sure.
That was
But
definitely me.
there was quite a few that we seen going down there doing it. But great job on the P2, Mr. Deutscher. Look forward to seeing what you can capitalize on at Atlanta. So, best of luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. And last but not least, Mr. Paul Witt. Alright, Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
How's it going, sir? I didn't mean to catch you if you were eating in the middle of something. My apologies. But dominant force tonight. This was your race to win, if not maybe race to lose. But you were pulling and pulling and pulling each and every time you got coming out of the pits. Dominant truck tonight, maneuvering through traffic. You had no problem doing it, as we see. Question was, you pitted a little earlier than the other group of guys that had decided to stay out late in the final showing of the last pit stop. Was you worried a little bit about Zach Deuscher now coming out of the pits? You had about like a maybe 5.5 to maybe a 6 second lead over Zach. Was you worried about those fresh tires kicking in on Zach to run you down there towards the end to give you something to work for?
Well, the only thing it was only about, I think, about 5 laps different, 4 or 5 lap difference. And I knew my tires would, I would get out there and it would even off after a while, but I actually slowed down a little bit because I had the lap traffic in front of me, and I just didn't want to get too involved. I had a good lead, so it was like, well, there's no sense of even pushing it anymore.
I agree with you. Lap traffic can always do a scuffle in between when you're running as consistent as you were the whole night. You're very consistent in their Cup Series. I see it every Sunday. You do a hell of a job over there. Awesome to see that. But yeah, dominant truck tonight. Will, do you have anything for Mr. Paul?
Well, Paul, I'd just like to say congratulations on the win here. Like Brian said, dominant performance. Only time it seemed that you wasn't leading was when we were pitting through the pit cycles. But anyway, Paul, if you don't mind, explain how hard it can be at times to be as consistent as someone like you, Paul. Like how difficult, I guess you could say, it can be to hit your marks and stay consistent and just run basically within a tenth or a couple of tenths, maybe the same, fraction of the lap that you are running, Paul.
Yeah, it's very difficult, and I lose concentration real easy.
Oh, look at the kitty.
Right, exactly. Oh, there goes the kitty. There's the squirrel. But yeah, I do. I cannot run consistent line after consistent. I can do it for 10 or 15 laps, and then I lose a little bit of focus. But I had it all set in my mind when we were going. I knew what the stage was, so I knew when I wanted to pit at the first one, just to keep tires under the truck. Because as long as you kept tires under the truck, you were going to do fine.
Ooh. See, he had everything planned out, too, right as this race was ready to start. So he knew when he was coming in.
Well, that's what you need to do.
Well done, Paul.
Yeah, you have that strategy ahead of time.
Right. The first stage, I knew exactly when I was going to pit because no caution came out. I knew I was just going to split it because I know tires are big here at Vegas. So I just wanted to split that. That's why I came in then. And then, got the fresh tires at 40, and I had about a five lap window where I knew I wanted to pit, and as long as I got in that window, that's where I was going to pit. So I wasn't too worried about what anybody else was doing. Just wanted to stick to my strategy and go from there, and it paid off.
That's pretty much what you got to do with these types of tracks, whenever you're not really going to be expecting too many cautions and you're going to get those green flag runs, and you just got to stick with your guns, and I agree with that, Paul.
Yeah,
congratulations again.
Yeah, you just have to stick to your guns on it. I mean, a caution can come out and just change everything around, but when you're talking these 1.5 miles, these cookie cutters and the rest of these tracks that we're going to be going, except for super speedway, you got to have a mindset. You need to know how much fuel you have and how long you can actually stay out and how long the tires are good for. And once you figure that out, you're in like Flynn there.
Now, next week at Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken, Atlanta's next week. Basically, a similar mindset there, Paul.
Well, it depends. Is it old Atlanta or new Atlanta? It's old Atlanta. Yeah, it's pretty much the same mindset. The track's probably gonna be really, really hot. The low line is probably the preferred line, but with it being that hot, you may want to go up, but you're gonna have to you're just going to have to stick to your guns and figure out a strategy and go with it.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. That is very true. Especially on that old rough surface there, that very bumpy surface. So.
Yep. Yeah, and tires are going to be key there. That is going to be key. I mean, if a caution comes out after 5 laps, you're going to want to come in and get 4 more.
Yep. The old surface can do some wear and tear to them tires, that is for sure. I'm sorry, Will. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say to Paul, anything else you'd like to add about the race tonight? Maybe get some shout-outs?
Dude, I got to give a shout out to all these guys. I mean, to go caution free except for the stage break. I mean, that right there is an accomplishment to itself because we got all caliber of drivers in here, and everybody did an awesome job. I couldn't be more prouder than this league.
Yes, sir. Well, all right, sir. Hell of a job tonight. Great win. Yeah, you dominated the whole race. But I'm gonna
Can't wait to see what's in store next week at Atlanta, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a few tracks I'm pretty good at, but there are some tracks that I'm not so good at. So it's a good mix of tracks. It's a 21 race season. It's going to be a long season, and it's just all about getting out here, having some fun, and good fellowship with these guys, and that's what it's all about.
Oh yeah. Well, awesome run tonight, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and get you back up there.
Okay, thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys broadcasting this.
No problem. Have yourself a good one.
Thanks, you too.
Oof. All right, Mr. Will.
Well, it was a pretty awesome, spectacular Las Vegas race. One caution, if 2, I believe, if you count the stage break. So, other than that, great green flag racing all throughout the field. But next week, Atlanta, going to be an exciting one to watch for sure. Opening laps on the initial start, restart for sure, and then see how people are going to be with those tires. It's going to be a really grady surface with the old Atlanta surface. So, but yes, for Brian Hunt, myself, Will Roberts, we would like to thank everybody that came out and watched and enjoyed tonight's SRU truck race at Las Vegas. So until then, we'd like to wish everybody a good